Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to our fellow class. As of now, we have 8 souls in the class. And tapos na magdasal si Miss Atienza, right? Okay, let's start na agad. Wala nang any introductions. Who wants to do our recap? Class, meron ba sa inyong gustong mag-recap for today? Class, may tinuro naman ako sa inyo kahapon. Bakit walang nagre-recap? Sige, ako na lang today. Total, we only have 15 minutes for this. So last Wednesday, we discussed about 2 articles from 2 different authors. Unahin muna natin ang Ecocentrism, the Land Ethic ni Aldo Leopold. At next, related to sa discussion natin today, which is yung historical roots of our ecological crisis ni Lynn White Jr. Again, ang main idea niya dito, ang mga Judeo-Christians daw or ang Western Christians, ang ugat ng worldwide ecological crisis tulad ng overpopulation and climate change and etc. Now, let's proceed to our topic today. Diba, class, pinabasa ko sa inyo ang the Judeo-Christian stewardship attitude to nature. Now, meron akong pasurpresa sa inyong lahat. Dahil ngayon, kayo ang magde-discuss ng ating lesson. Diba ang exciting? So, ayun, kita na agad yung gulat sa mukha ni Miss Asprek na kauunahin natin yan. Joke lang, class. Siyempre, i-guide ko naman kayo. So, who wants to try first? Saka ako sasabihin ng question kapag may tumaas na ng kamay. Okay, yes, nangunguna agad ang dalawa. Okay. Pero unahin muna natin si Miss Asprek, then sunod si Miss Garcia, okay? Pero ayun, Miss Asprek, ang question natin is, can you tell some background information about the author, which is si Patrick Dobell? Okay, Miss Asprek, go. Ilalagay kita sa spotlight.
Ma'am, huwag na lagay sa spotlight, nakakahiya. Pero ayun po, Patrick Dober is American Dean Educator. J. Patrick Dober has been listed as a noteworthy Dean Educator by Marquis Who's Who. He was born on September 15, 1948 in Kansas City, Missouri, United States. An associate professor and director of the Graduate School of Public Affairs at the University of Washington in Seattle. He studies the intersection of politics, institution, and judgment. He teaches in the MPA and Executive MPA programs. He also offers classes in administrative ethics and ethics and public policy. His teaching covers strategy, leadership, public management, and ethics in public life.
Okay, thank you for that informative information about Patrick Dobell. Next, sino nga ulit yung nag-raise ng hand kanina?
Si Miss Garcia po, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Garcia, same question lang kay Miss Asprek. Background information about the author, go.
Ma'am, dagdag lang po kay Azel, Dobell wrote our topic for today, the Judeo-Christian Stewardship to Nature, and it was published in the Anthology Environmental Ethics edited by Paul Podgman and Louis P. Podgman. Dagdag na rin po na his books are the following. First is The Public Integrity, 1999. The second one is The Compromise and Political Action, Political Morality in Liberal and Democratic Life, 1989. And last but not the least is The Public Leadership Ethics, a Management Approach, 2018. These books are academic award-winning articles as well as many others on public leadership, ethics, and integrity po.
Okay, thank you so much. Napaka-jump pack naman ng information na binigay ni Miss Asprek at Miss Garcia. I hope you take down some notes, class. Pero kung ayaw niyo lang naman, okay lang din naman. Malaki na kayo, choice niyo na yan. Pero anyways, just to start lang, para may idea na kayo ng konti, Patrick Dobell made this the Judeo-Christian stewardship attitude to nature because he believes the Judeo-Christian attitude is an ethics of stewardship. Dobell, 1977, stated that thus Christians should respond in detail. Using the Bible, we will try to answer, class, what the ethical status of the earth as an entity in creation and what the proper relation of humanity to the earth and its resources. Diba, Judeo-Christians receive so much criticism because of the verses in Genesis. Dobell made this thesis to defend it. He used some verses of the Bible to provide evidences and ayun. Additional information lang naman, let's proceed na agad sa next question. Ay, raise hand muna pala kung sinong gustong mag-share ng information. Okay. Ayan, ang daming baon today ah. Okay, Miss Icaro, then next natin si Miss Magdame.
Judeo-Christian tradition is the key to a God-centered ecological ethic, which means that we should preserve the sacredness of the earth without ignoring human worth and justice. The Judeo-Christian tradition encompasses the ethical and cultural values held in common by both Christians and Jews.
Okay, thank you, Miss Icaro, for that comprehensive information. Next naman natin ay si Miss Magdame. Go, Miss Magdame.
We all know po na ibinabato na idea ni White na one of the reason ng ecological crisis ay ang values ng Judeo-Christian. But for Dowell, all cultures, regardless of religion, have abused or destroyed large areas of the world either because of economic or population pressures or from simple ignorance.
That was simple but very informative. Thank you so much, Miss Magdame. Okay, now, titingin naman ako sa class list, okay? Para sa ating next, Miss Atienza, want to add something, rebut, or additional information?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, go, Miss Atienza.
I agree po sa sinabi ni Alexa. We are all people living in the same planet po. Kahit sino pang pinaniniwalaan yung gumawa ng Earth or ng world, at kahit ano pa pong religion nyo or kahit po non-religious, ay they still contribute po to this crisis. Pare-parehas po tayo may benefits in different ways, and we really can't blame the Judeo-Christian or the religion itself po, kahit pa po sila yung pinaka-madaming believers. In addition po, culture is the driver of sustainable development. The culture sector promotes economic growth through cultural tourism, handicrafts, production, creative industries, agriculture, food and medicine, and fisheries. Traditional agriculture po and food preparation practices enhance food security for all beings to survive.
Wow, thank you so much, Miss Atienza, for that information. Pero okay, class, just to add lang din sa sinabi ng mga classmates nyo, though tama siya, pero I just want to add some information pa. Ang Judeo-Christian attitude is the ethics of stewardship. Kakasabi ko lang kanina. Kapag sinabi nating stewardship, ay we are responsible of taking care of our environment. Again, in Judeo-Christian attitude, we do not abuse both the renewable and non-renewable resources of the earth. Instead, we are protecting them while preserving the sacredness of the earth without ignoring the needs of the people. God created the earth and we are under the image of God, right? Or the Imago Dei. Therefore, regardless of our religion, we have the right to use all of our resources, but take note that we should not abuse it, but rather do the agreement or promise we made to God. Just to justify lang, it is said in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, and over every creeping thing that creeps us upon the earth. This means that we are really under the image of God, and we have access to our environment. Okay, kindly give me a heart reaction na if nakakahabol pa kayo, class. Thank you so much for all of your heart reactions. Okay, yes, Miss Poro, you're raising your hand.
Ma'am, add ko lang po sa mga sinabi ng classmate ko, yes, it is true po that we have the right to use all of our resources, but we should also know that the proper relation between humanity and Earth, which is the Earth does not belong to humans. It belongs to God, and even though we have access, chapter 12, verse 48 to 49, when a man has had a great deal given him on trust, even more will be expected on him. Ayon po, overall, ang pangangasiwa ng Judeo-Christian sa kapaligiran ay etikal. Walang nilalabag o sinisirang ekolohiya ang kanilang relihiyon. Bagkus, ito ay kanilang pinangangalagaan dahil ito ay utos ng Diyos. Kahit binigay pa ito ng nakakataas sa ating mundo, ay siya pa rin ang naghahari dito. Ang mundo ay ginawa sa lahat, kaya naman dapat itong pangalagaan para sa susunod na henerasyon po.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Poro. Thank you so much sa additional information. Buti naman yung nakakahabol pa ang news eh. O, hinga muna ba? Parang kabang-kaba na ha. Pero anyways, pipili pa ako ng isa. Miss Umali, do you have anything to say sa sinabi ni Miss Poro?
Ma'am, objection po for Judeo-Christian attitude is the ethics of stewardship. In the essay of White po, he argues po that the Orthodox Christian attitudes towards nature, namely the Christian dogma of creation, establishes a dualism of man and nature. So he argues po that the Christian story of creation immediately establishes man's dominance over nature in the way that God gave man the responsibility to name all animals. So this anthropocentric attitude po is evident throughout the Bible, but it is especially noticeable in the book of Genesis. After God created man, He declared po na be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moved upon the earth. It is by Genesis 1:28. So this statement po is to justify and encourage man's exploitative attitude towards nature. However, many theorists argue this is an ambiguous statement with multiple interpretations po. In Christianity and ecological theology po, Conradi argues that most ecological reinterpretations of Genesis in 1:28 attempt to move away from understanding of dominion as domination. Instead, the meaning of dominion is interpreted in terms of metaphor of stewardship. This argument po that suggests that man was given a responsibility to take care of the land, something that we have failed to do due to the evolution of our society. So Mohandas Gandhi said, "To my mind, the life of a lamb is no less precious than that of a human being. The more helpless the creature, the more that is entitled to protection by man from the cruelty of man."
Thank you for that, Miss O'Malley. Di ba this thesis of Dobell was to rebut White's idea? So, meron ng objection dyan si Dobell about sa sinabi mo, Miss O'Malley. Anyways, another objection, meron ba? Okay, Mr. Olan, what's your objection?
Ma'am, additional objection lang po. If humans have the right to use po all the resources, di ba po kasama na po doon ng mga hayop na dapat po ay binibigyan po natin ng same respect po na nakukuha natin? Kasi ang sabi po kasi ni God sa atin na according po sa Genesis chapter 1 and verse 29 na, "Behold, I have given you every herb yielding seed and every tree to you it shall be food." So, bakit pa po natin kailangan pang pakialaman ang buhay ng isang hayop? Sabi pa nga po sa Proverbs chapter 12 verse 10, "Thou shalt not steal from an animal its life by imprisoning or enslaving it in small cages or crates for entertainment or cruel method of medical experiments or food production or any other inhuman use of animal for the pleasure of or profit of humans. A righteous man has regard for the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of wicked are cruel." Karagdagan pa po ay, according po ito sa Psalm chapter 24 verse 1, Genesis chapter 9 verse 1, and Psalm chapter 104 verse 2 to 4, "The earth and its creatures are not man's to abuse and destroy. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof the world, and they that dwell therein. And you have been commanded to replenish the earth, not to destroy it. O Lord, how manifold are thy works. In wisdom thou hast made them all. The earth is full of thy riches, both small and great beasts."
Wow, I can see na lahat ay nagbasa ng ating reading material. So, very good kayo dyan, Yums A. Pero just to sum up yung discussion natin today, Christian ecology is geared toward harmony with the world without abandoning humanity's commitment to social justice. Class, humanity can maintain love and respect toward the environment without eliminating ethical right. In direct ethical terms, it is clear indication that God created the earth, and in distributive justice terms, it belongs to him. It is said that and earth's abundance provides for humanity needs and survival, but the injunction obey the covenant. This means that as humans, we should obey the agreements we made to God. We should be responsible and know our limits towards the earth. It serves as a guide for us so that we can know the limits and laws of the world in order to use them wisely. Above all, we must never knowingly exhaust or ruin what has given to us. God entrusted us with his creation, thus we had the obligation to preserve and improve earth. If we mistreat the environment, it means that the stewardship that has been given to us will be cut off. For Dobell, additional lang, true stewardship requires both respect and an active effort to improve the land for the future and to use it in a manner to benefit others. We must never lose sight of the fact that a just and informed humility provides the framework for a working relationship with the earth. Dobell also just suggested a few ethical considerations that humans should follow. So guys, class, you should follow this. It is the obligation not to exhaust non-renewable resources, the imperative to provide accessible replacement, the necessity to improve our heritage modestly and carefully, the greater responsibility of the advantage to improve that which exists and to share, and the obligation to refrain from excessive consumption. And that ends our discussion Class, don't forget our quiz in Module 5 and 6. Naka-assign na siya sa Janyong until Friday. Goodbye and thank you, class.
Bye, thank you po.
Bye,
Thank you
ma'am.
po.
Thank you.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Po.